free, free Palestine! Long live Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
And there is only one solution!
There is only one solution!
Intifada revolution!
Intifada revolution!
And there is only one solution!
There is only one solution!
Intifada revolution!
Intifada revolution!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Thank you all for coming here today. Today's rally started off as part of the week of action to free Ahmad that is being coordinated by Samadoun nationally and internationally. There are organizations around the country and around the world right now standing outside, people standing outside of those cities and countries like you here today to fight for Palestine. Whether it is us standing in the freezing cold here or people in Palestine protesting under the threat of bombs and bullets, we are united in the message that we will not settle for anything less than the complete freedom of every single one of our prisoners and every single inch of our land. Well, today's rally started as a call to action for freedom for all Palestinian prisoners, and in particular Ahmad Sadat, who's faced an incredible injustice like many Palestinians, and who's placed in prison. It's sponsored in part by the United States. We will have somebody speak on this more later. But as the days after our rallies after the call for this rally unfolded, we saw the Zionists with their disgusting tactics and Sheikh Jarrah kicking out the Salhiya family in the middle of the night. We saw them arrest Palestinians in al-Naqab after threatening and continuing to steal Palestinian land. Sponsored as a quote-unquote forestation plan, using greenwashing tactics to make it seem like they're planting trees, when in reality, they're displacing more Palestinians. As soon as the world went silent, Zionists continued to bear their fangs at Palestinians resisting settler colonialism. Whether they are quote-unquote peacefully resisting, whether they are on hunger strike in jails, whether they are fighting for their homes in al-Naqab or South Hebron Hills or Masafer Yatta or Sheikh Jarrah, we are here today to stand with all Palestinians unequivocally from the river to the sea in pursuit of liberation against settler colonialism, against imperialism, against apartheid, and against genocide. Please give it up for our first speaker from the campaign to free Ahmad Sadat, Joe.
It is right to rebel.
It is right to rebel.
Israel, go to hell.
Israel, go to hell.
There is only one solution.
There is only one solution.
Intifada revolution.
Intifada revolution.
Thank you. And I'm honored today to be able to read for you a statement from Ahmad Sadat, sent from his cell in Ramon prison in occupied Palestine. How can we, Palestinians, not be internationalists? Connecting struggles and recognizing the common chains of our oppressors is not merely a political choice for our struggle. The reality is unmistakable. We face not only a local oppressor, the Zionist regime, but an international ruling class, the imperialist powers and the reactionary regimes that profit from doing their bidding. This is clear for us in occupied Palestine and for movements around the world whose struggles for justice, human dignity, and the future of the planet itself regularly confront imperialist interventions and coups, relentless assaults on sovereignty, and the domination of the institutions of global capital, such as the IMF. How can we, for example, fight against the dungeons, jails, prisons, and incarceration systems of our oppressors? Is this the task of the prisoners alone? How can we combat injustices inflicted on women globally? Is this the task of women alone? The same principle applies to struggles for social liberation or the struggles of the indigenous nations for self-determination, sovereignty, and survival itself. Key struggles take place daily in prisons, schools, factories, popular neighborhoods, from the slums of Soweto to the refugee camps of Lebanon to the projects in the US. In order for us to accomplish our goals, to achieve our liberation, we must build an international popular front confronting imperialism. This is, was, and always will be a task for all revolutionaries around the world. We stand together in one camp confronting common enemies: capitalism, imperialism, Zionism, racism, and reaction. From the battles against repressive forces and isolation here in Yerhamo prison, to the fight to defend indigenous land and popular movements in Brazil, to the movement for peasant and worker justice in the Philippines, we are labeled terrorists because we work to protect our land and our people. In reality, we face the same forces of terror and domination that extract our wealth and resources and exploit our people in the most brutal of circumstances. The goal of every struggling revolutionary prisoner, whether in the prisons of the US, the Philippines, Turkey, or the Zionist jails in Palestine, is to obtain freedom, not a momentary amelioration of torture. We are not simply seeking to moderate or reform the social and economic conditions of our people. We must be clear. We are struggling for socialism, for an alternative world, and to achieve victory, we must struggle together. Ahmad Sadat, General Secretary, Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, Yerhamo Prison, Occupied Palestine. Thank you.
Not another nickel, not another dime. No more money for Israel's crimes.
Not another nickel, not another dime. No more money for Israel's crimes.
Not another nickel, not another dime. No more money for Israel's crimes.
Not another nickel, not another dime. No more money for Israel's crimes.
From the river to the sea,
from the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea,
from the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine! Bring all flags over here.
بالدور بالعرض وماكينة عريض وغريب من نوعه كمين المخا قصص كل مين باع واختفى صمت الوقت ولا عمره ارتخى يكتم سبر نفط ونظر ألسات على طول بيعرفكم شو دبور على طول وبيقول وهم قد ايه لقوين